What's up, Buttercup? So today I've got on an 80s sweatshirt that I got at a thrift store. Like donations, like the whole 9 yards. And it was like 47 cents. They were having this big sale and I found it and I was like, mine, like it is legit, like all kinds of the 80s. And I love it. Anyway. So today we are finally doing the video that I talked about like forever ago. I have some empty, well, almost empties, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do with these little sample sizes especially, but also some things that are not sample size, which actually this is gonna be fun because I've never had anything like this to try and get like teensy amounts out of before. But these like little like plastic containers are easy. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I have some containers to put them in and we're gonna get started. So anyway, before you get started, you're gonna need some empties, obviously, or almost empties. And then some pretty airproof containers. I prefer to have something with a screw-on lid that's like a tub because it's easier. Like these you can use all the way down to like scraping your finger in it pretty easily. This is actually a sample that I got in one of my subscription boxes like a long time ago, and I've actually already used it like a couple of times to like get down to the nitty-gritty of like other things because it's the perfect little size. I can get my finger into it. It's wide enough. It's easy to like scrape stuff into. It's airtight because it had a cream. It was a moisturizer, so it holds a cream product really well. It's a really nice little container and I love it. So if you get subscriptions, like if you get anything in your subscription boxes like this, or if you use products that come in things like this, save a couple of them. Because then you can do this. If you don't, get some like tiny sized Ziploc bags or some sandwich bags or something. If nothing else, you can kind of do what I'm doing, and instead of scraping the product out, I've done that before. Like I get a tiny little airtight bag and I just put, like after I cut it open and stuff, I just put it in a Ziploc bag to keep it from drying out. Just watch that your bag doesn't get a slit in it from I had one once. It was my exfoliant from Dr. Brandt where I cut it off and was like dipping my finger into it, and I had it in a little plastic bag. This part like sliced open the bag and it dried out. So if you're using a bag, just be careful. And then I've got these that are like little pill containers. I just cleaned them out and I'm gonna use them. I'm pretty sure they feel pretty airtight. So we're gonna try using these. I have not tried using these yet. But whatever you use, whether it's an old product container or a pill bottle, if it's not brand new out of the box, please clean it well. Because like these have had pills in them before. Like I don't want whatever Tylenol or birth control or whatever was in here going on my face when I use product. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you clean it out really good. If you're using like some sort of a disinfecting wipe, make sure you then rinse that off. You don't want the like disinfectant on your face when you use the product. So just make sure that whatever you're transferring these into is pretty clean. I also have a pair of scissors, which you'll need. Again, I cleaned these off and then rinsed the disinfectant off of it. They are an old crappy pair of scissors though. And then I have a straw. In order to experiment with this guy, I have a plan. So we're gonna try that. And then I normally am doing this just like in my bathroom when I realize I'm running out of something. And so I use a lot, I love the tiny eye brushes from Wet n Wild because they're small and they kind of have a point to them. But any little like brush or knife or whatever, just so that you can like dig and scrape without using your fingers, because then the product absorbs into your finger and that's not where you want it. So if you've got all your supplies, let's get started. So we're gonna start first with the easy ones, little tubes like this. I just cut off the end here as close to where it's sealed as possible. Okay. And then you can see, like, I haven't been able to get anything out of, like, squeezing it, but there is still, like, well, you can't really see that, but you can, there's product in there. There's not a ton, but there's product in there. So, I'm gonna take one of my little capsules. And sometimes, like, depending on what it is, like I said, I'm normally doing this in my bathroom. I'm normally doing this when I'm using it. So, like, the amount that's in here is probably a use, maybe two, but I bet it's only a use. So normally I would just, like, open this all the way up, go ahead and slit down the side, and then sweep this out with my finger, put it on my face, use it, and I would probably be done. But I'm not using this right now because I have full face of makeup, and this is a lactic acid treatment. So that's not gonna work so well. So if I had enough to where this was multiple uses, I would then kind of scrape out what I can with my makeup brush and or finger if you prefer. And I'm just gonna put whatever I get out right into my little container that I've got cleaned and ready to go. And there are some of you who are thrifty like me who don't want to waste these tiny little samples going, girl, this is obvious. I've been doing this all my life. And there are probably some of you who think this is not worth my time, and that's fine. I'm sure everybody is on the saving spectrum. My husband is definitely on the this is not worth my time end of this spectrum. And if he knew I did this, would definitely laugh at me. As it is, like, I'm one of those people, like, when my shampoo gets low, I, like, use the new shampoo for, like, a couple of uses, and then I've, like, got them sitting on the countertop with the old one upside down on top of the new one, like, draining it into the new bottle so that I get, like, every little drop of shampoo. I'm one of those people. So if you're not on that end of the spectrum with me, maybe this is just funny for you to watch and laugh at me, and that's fine with me. I've gotten all that I can pretty much with the brush, so now I'm gonna go down the side with my scissors, just down a seam, so that I can reach more of it and kind of see how much I've got left and what I'm doing. And then if you need to, you can cut around the side a little bit more too, just to get it kind of open. I have this all over my hands right now. Sometimes that happens, but you know, it is what it is. And then I'm just going to, I brought a washcloth just in case, because I figured that would happen. It normally does. And then I'm just going to continue to scrape with the end of my brush. Until I feel like that's about as clean as I'm gonna get it. Don't spend your life working on these, but get it, you know, to where you feel like you're not wasting the entire, and then I just wipe off the brush with my finger and scrape that off into it too. And I can see against this purple, like I have at least a use in here that I can use it tonight. And maybe this amount of time isn't like worth one use, but normally I get more than one use out of most things. That's a fairly runny product. So I was getting pretty, like where I was leaving it setting up, it would pretty well drain into the bottom up until, you know, there at the end. And then I just close that off and we'll go on to the next one. Also remember, if you're doing multiple of these, what product is what, because you don't want to use the wrong product at the wrong time for the wrong thing. Okay, the next one that I have is this congested skin serum, and I have no clue. I've had this so long. This was one of my very first Birchboxes that I got this from Balance Me, and it has served me well. So we're gonna put it in the other one of these. And again, I'm just going to cut off this. Yeah, there's a little bit down in there. You can't really see it, I'm sure, but there's not a lot. Again, this was kind of a runnier product. So it was pretty easy. Oh, there may not be any like salvageable amount in here. And sometimes that happens. If you have a running product, like it comes out pretty easy. And you open it up and go, all right, I've used it all, you know, like And that's all the better because you don't have to spend your time doing this to feel like you like got your money's worth out of the sample. Yeah, this is pretty, like there's a little bit on the walls, but this is pretty well empty. You cannot see that. But yeah, this is like empty. So I'm impressed. That's awesome. So we're not gonna work too much on that one. Not gonna waste my time with what's left in there. So instead I wanna put the CEO in this one. Okay, now this is the one that's gonna be interesting because like, you know, those that you can cut open are fairly easy, but this, I'm gonna see if anything comes out of here, like where, if there's anything in the straw, which apparently there was a little bit that just went everywhere, but I think that's probably about it. That's all I'm gonna get out of that. Oh my gosh. Everywhere. And this is an $85 bottle of product that I got in an Allure box. I don't want to waste it. I'm just one of those people. Okay, this is the one that I brought the straw for because I don't know, like, this is not big enough to like stick a spatula or a spoon or anything into. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. Clean straw, it's in a paper wrapping. That's important. I'm going to cut this open just a little bit, so I'm making a slit just down the side, and then I'm gonna make another slit kind of over on this side. So then I've got this like loose piece, and I'm going to cut that loose piece off, maybe. So then it's like a little spoon that'll fit in my tiny little hole. And we're gonna see if that helps to like, cause I've been trying to like stick my pinky down in it, oh yeah. And stick like a makeup brush down in it, and it just like, I can get little bits at a time, like I get some, but it is not significant at all. So this is working so much better, and I just like tipped it out. Sorry, I'm really bad at like, my cameras are really up high and you can't see the table where I'm working, and I didn't think about that. So then I'm just like getting it off, and like where it's kind of sticking into like the spoon part of my straw here. So I'm just taking this makeup brush that I brought with me, and it will just squeegee it right out into my container. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, this is a little bit of a tedious little thing, so I'm not gonna do the whole bottle because I can tell it's gonna take me a little bit to get them all out. But anyway, you can see I've already gotten, no you can't, there you go. You can kind of see I've already gotten like quite a bit, like that's multiple uses already, and there's still more in this bottle. So, I mean, you can get, like, you can save a lot of product by doing this, depending on the tube and how runny the product is. I do this with my toothpaste. I just cut off the top and then slit down the side, and then scrape it all out. And then like where that's a really long tube, sometimes I have to like cut it into sections to really reach all of it. But you know, anything that's a plasticky, malleable tube like that, just cut it apart and scrape it out. And even if you open it up and it's empty, then you know for sure it's empty and you've used all that product. There's been a few things where I'm like, this is pretty empty, and then I open it up and there's a lot of product that's just not draining to the bottom. Those thicker products don't drain to the bottom as well as the thinner ones do. And so sometimes there's a lot more left than you think, especially in like toothpaste containers where that's a thick substance. So it's definitely worth giving it a shot. If you're not into it, that's, you know, everybody has different time constraints and whatever. These have honestly been sitting on my bathroom counter for a while with me not being able to use them until I got time to sit and do this. But like I said, normally I do it just like as I go. Like when I notice I'm not getting anything out, then I'll just cut it open and see what's in it and go ahead and do it. So one at a time, it's a little bit easier too, a little bit quicker. But I've been saving them to kind of try and do this video for you guys. So if you have any questions about how I do it or what I do it, or if there's a different kind of bottle that you want me to show, just let me know in the comments. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.